Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and this is going to be part 2 of my little video on the repair of that CBM model 8050 dual disk drive for the Commodore PET. And if you remember when I left you last time, I just pulled the transformer out of the PET because it was completely dead. I was getting no power at all. So if you remember, we removed the disk drive with the damaged flap, so have a quick look at that, and we pulled the mains transformer out to have a look at that. And I did a great video. I got the transformer out on the bench and I found what was wrong with it. It turns out the power switch had failed on it. It wasn't clicking over properly, it wasn't making contact, so I had a rummage through my scrap switch box, the switches that I've pulled off various bits of scrap kit over the years, and I found an identical switch in there, so I thought, oh, that's great. And I installed that in the drive unit, and I had it all set up on the bench. I was explaining the safe way to work on the piece of live equipment, and I did some load testing on the transformer. I put the transformer under load to make sure everything was right on it, and it worked. It was great, you know. It worked really well, and I put it all back together and I put it in the disk drive again, and I connected it all up and I switched on, and there was a huge flash and a bang, and can you guess what it was? Well, remember me showing you that? It was the suppression capacitor and combined choke. And you remember me saying, oh, that's made in West Germany? I can't really see that ever being wrong. Well, yeah, I must admit it was quite smart. It waited until I got it all back together in the computer. It waited till my face was about 12 inches away from it when I was reaching around the back to switch it back on after I'd connected everything back up, and it went bang. Now, X2 caps, when they usually go in the old kit that we work with, they fizzle, they crackle, they pop a bit, they might produce a bit of smoke, horrible smell, they might even blow the mains fuse in the plug. That's about it. That went off like a firecracker. There was a huge flash and a loud bang. You can see it's blown the seal. It's all blackened around there where it went. So yeah, it scared the living bejesus out of me when that went off. I can tell you, it was loud. And I got it on film. I got on film with me getting right close to it, switching it off, the big flash, the cloud of smoke, the lot. I got it all on film. And I thought, that's going to be absolutely great. I'm going to make a video with this, and you'll actually see something proper going wrong in a video, and it's going to be a good video. So I finished what I was doing, reassembling the drive, doing a bit of showing about it lighting up and what have you, what the error lights and what have you were coming up on it meant. And I took the card out of my camera, I took it over to the computer, and the card's corrupt. I don't know what's happened to it. It's my own fault for using old cards I've had lying around for years. I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, that 30-40 minutes of footage I took showing all that repair procedure, the explosion, the lot, it's gone, I'm afraid. I'm really upset about that because it was a really good video, especially nearly seeing me set my beard on fire. That was great fun. But like I said, it's gone. But not to worry, I will take it up from here and show you how far we've got. Right, I'm just going to take the camera off the tripod so we can get a bit closer. I'm using my other camera here as well, just in case it was that caused the last thing to fail. Right, anyway, so here is the Commodore CBM 8050 dual disk drive. If we open it up inside, you can see I've put the transformer back in. I did actually hook both drives back up to try powering it up, but there is actually, I'm sure there's something wrong with that drive. When these things power up, they do a self-test where they flash the indicator light in the centre there on, then flash each drive LED on, and drive 0 is doing what it's meant to do. Drive 1, the light's just staying on all the time, and it wasn't doing anything. So I've just disconnected that for now. We'll look at that later. I'll concentrate on getting drive 0, sorry, up and running. And on that note, let me show you this. Now, remember when I got this, I dug it down, and I said, oh, there's a disc in it. And I said, that's been in there for 15 years. That's been in the drive for at least 15 years. I've had this thing up in the attic for 15 years. And that's been in the drive, locked in the drive, not just open like that. It's been locked in the drive like that with the head pressing against the disc for over 15 years. Anyway, I'll just put that there for now. Right, so I will show you what it's doing up to now. Let's switch on. In fact, first of all, let's just switch the old PET on so I can show you the PET's working as well. Let's switch the PET on. Yep, there, the PET's up, and I'll show you what the drive does. Now, we switch the drive on. There we go. You see, it does a bit of a self-test, and the indicator light goes green. So that starts off red. It flashes to the drive 0. It would flash to drive 1 as well, but as I said, it's not working. The drive light's just on all the time. So I've just disconnected it for now. But there we go. Now, what I will do, I'll put this, well, this that's been in there for 15 years in. So that goes in the drive. Close it down. I know, I don't know if you heard that, but it did actually spin the disc. So what we will do, I think you can do that on this on the PET. If we just press shift and run stop, you can see it comes up searching. If you have a listen, and look, I don't actually believe this worked, but the disc actually works still after all that time and having the head being pressed on it for all them years. I mean, it doesn't do anything. Someone's just wrote a basic program that says floppy test and saved it to a disk. So if someone was obviously testing the floppy drive back in the day, it's certainly not anything I've done. I've never even powered this thing up before. So I mean, if we type list, there's nothing to the program. 15 print floppy disk. I think that's all that's on the disk. But at least it proves that, unbelievably, it actually works. I mean, yeah, we've got a dead drive on it, which I can work on in the future. But we actually have drive 0 working, and it actually reads off that disk, which I think is absolutely amazing after all this time. My next thing I need to do now is I need to build an interface, because this is IEEE standard. It's nothing that anything like the C64s or any of the other Commodore computers apart from the PETs, and I think perhaps some business Commodore computers from the 80s used. So what I need to do is I need to make an adapter which plugs into the IEEE interface on the back of that disk drive and goes to USB so I can connect it to my PC. Now, I've found someone's actually pointed me in the direction of a circuit which will do it. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head at this exact second, but I will get onto that as soon as. What I need an 18 mega little chip, computer on a chip, one of their little dev boards to build this thing. So when I've got all the bits to do it, I will do a tutorial on me knocking this interface up, connecting that drive up to a PC, transferring some D80 disk images, which is the disk images that the 8050 uses, onto it through the PC, and then connecting that back up to the PET and running some disk software through that drive onto the PET. But like I said, I might do all these projects in the meantime, because I've had to buy that controller and it's on its way from China, so I'm still waiting on that. I'm still waiting on the graphics chip I bought from a Tatung Einstein I ordered from China about 3 or 4 weeks ago. That's not arrived yet either. So that's another project on hold. As soon as that board comes in, though, I will have a go at making this this little interface and getting that thing connected up to the PC. Right, I'm going to leave it there for now. It's just a real shame that I lost all that footage, because it was a really good video. But that's one of the things. I have given the card to a buddy of mine who is really into his filming and data recovery and all sorts of stuff like that. He knows more about it than I do. See if he can do anything with it, but I think the card's just died. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that, so thanks for watching, and goodbye.